Do you ever have the experience of feeling vulnerable, the feeling like, well, wobbly, you know? It's like a more elevated anxiety feeling, or a panicky feeling, or a stress feeling. You just feel like something bad might happen, and there's nothing, you know, you feel a bit like there's nothing much you can do about it. This is the emotion of fear, and it's really important that we recognize what emotion is in play when we're experiencing it. The emotion of fear makes you feel frightened, which then makes you feel vulnerable, of course. But here's the thing. Even if you feel vulnerable, you're unlikely to be vulnerable. You see the difference here? You can feel vulnerable, and that typically makes people say, oh gosh, I'm vulnerable, right? But you're unlikely to be actually vulnerable. It's more likely to be a trick of the brain. The emotion of fear has been evoked by something, and you're experiencing it, but you're not recognizing that just because you're feeling frightened does not mean that you have something to be frightened about. And the emotion of fear has been evoked inappropriately. Now, I mean, this is common stuff. You know, this is the sort of stuff we talk about in CBT, right? But if you recognize that, isn't that liberating? Your brain is giving you the emotion of fear, which makes you feel vulnerable, but there's nothing to be frightened about. So therefore, your brain is making a mistake. And all psychological problems, panic, anxiety, depression, stress, etc., are all examples of your brain making a mistake. Take that on board. That's profound, right? And it's really helpful, because then you can go, okay, if my brain's making a mistake, how do I retrain my brain so it doesn't make a mistake? Bingo, we're back to Self Help CBT, and then applying the tools and strategies that we develop that enable you to retrain your brain so you don't feel vulnerable, because you don't have the emotion of fear.